I've had a lot of interesting things happen to me, especially growing up around here, man, to be honest.
Tell me about it.
I've grown up around, like, all kinds of different things. I was a smart student when I was younger.
Yeah, same.
I got good marks and stuff, but, like,
And
honestly,
then it all went south.
man, my whole life changed, like, once I started hanging around all kinds of different people and stuff.
The wrong folks.
Yeah, one of my best friends when I was younger, actually, he got kicked out of his house and ended up living on the streets and stuff. And
Okay. And you were buddies with him.
yeah, and I was best friends with him at the time, man, and like.
So, that come over to my house becomes now come to my section of the alley where I sit, or?
No, it was just
how does
like,
that work?
it was just hard, yo, like, for my good friend, you know, like.
So, like, he was just living on the street.
He ended up selling, like, weed and shit, yo, to fucking pay his rent and, like, not live on the streets and just.
So he did have a place. He's just dealing drugs.
He ended up getting a place, but he sold weed and shit for a while, yo, to fucking get his own place and stuff, and it was just crazy to see, like, someone that was 15 get kicked out on their own, and just, like, their family, like, they weren't there to support them or anything.
Right.
It was just, like.
So how did that affect you, though? You said that
it's just interesting, yo, because, like, seeing this kid, like, where he came from and, like.
And how quickly things changed for him.
And, dude, he made a life for himself. He had nothing, yo, and, like, he gives me so much motivation every day just to know, like, that this guy, like, he got kicked out on the streets and he still made a life for himself and still, like, he's living a good life now in a way. And, like, it's just motivating, yo. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
right.
Because from where I'm coming from, yo, like, I wanted to help him so bad all the time and be there for him.
But there's only so much you can do, right? Like,
yeah,
you
so
can't get him a house.
You can't school as much, man. Like,
really
gave up a bunch of my own life just to be there and, like, support him.
What would you do for him as support?
I would just always be there for him. If you ever needed to talk to me or anything about anything, I was his closest friend. Like,
yeah, sure, but like, say you wake up in the morning and you decide today I'm not going to school, because
it wasn't even that. It was just, it came to a point where, like, everything in my life was just like, there's so many things going on that I just didn't even want to go to school anymore. And I remember just, like, pulling up at my friend's house every day and just trying to fucking make sure that he was good in his head too, yo, because both of us weren't good at the time.
Right.
You know?
So what was causing you the troubles, other than the situation with your friend, if anything?
I just remember, like, I was really close with my grandma. She was, like, one of the people that I would talk to all the time, and she ended up passing away when I was in grade 12 and shit. And,
right.
It was just a hard time. I didn't want to go to school, and then dealing with everything else, and, like, my fucking friends and shit, like, all going through that shit. It was just, like, I didn't want to pull up to school at all, so I stopped going to school. Okay. I could have gone to university, because, like I said, I had good marks and shit. So my whole life ended up changing. Now I literally wash cars for a living, man. Like,
right.
I don't want to really be doing that shit. I could have been going to university and doing something way better, and I was like.
So did you drop out of high school then?
I didn't drop out. I got expelled twice.
You got expelled?
Yeah, man. I got expelled literally for over the dumbest shit.
Like 2 different schools expelled you? Oh,
literally,
so what dumb shit did they expel you?
The one school expelled me because fucking. I remember, like, these kids, they always fucking, like, they tweet at me and tell me they're gonna fuck me up for literally no reason whatsoever.
These are people you know, or just, like, random assholes?
No, I didn't even hardly know these people.
Okay.
And they'd want to fuck me up for no reason.
And they'd show up IRL.
Yeah, and they pulled up at my school the one day.
So you have no idea who these guys don't even go to your school?
No, they didn't go to my school.
How the fuck did they find you?
Shit, man. Literally, they knew people that went to my school, and they just knew everyone. They didn't know people. They just liked to think.
Start shit up.
People,
they just like shit stirrers.
Yeah. And they showed up at my school the one day and literally just fucked this one kid up so bad, and I got blamed for all of it.
How did you get blamed for
school, man? I dipped at lunch.
And how did you end up getting blamed for it?
Literally, like, because fucking I was gonna fight one of, like, the 10 of these kids at lunchtime, yo.
Okay.
And this kid never showed up, and then I left because I was pissed he didn't show up.
Yeah.
And then they ended up just showing up after school and jumping like this other guy that I knew, and I got blamed for literally everything.
Who
Just because
like
I wanted to fight this one kid and got expelled from school, and it just made me not want to fucking like go to school, man.
Right.
You know?
But who was the one who like linked you to these people, like to get you expelled?
It was just like my own good friends just knew these people. Like everyone knew these people, but it was like.
No.
So
I'm saying like who
clueless.
was the person who's like, hey, Mr. Principal, so and so is the reason these fuckheads showed up today, and if it wasn't for him, this wouldn't have
It was
happened.
the principal that tried to like put that together. You know what I mean? Like no one was really out here trying to like snitch on anyone. It was the principal that thought it was mostly my fault.
Well,
to be
how? Like he
honest.
was on your Twitter as well, or?
Yeah, he just looked at my Twitter and seen like one thing that I said that I wanted to fight this kid and ran with that, and they assumed that everything was my fault, you know?
But like I don't think the principal went through the Twitter accounts of every single student of the school, right? And to figure
he
out.
just went through mine.
So how did he know to go after you?
Because I guess someone told him I wanted to fight this kid or something.
And
you know?
and you don't know who.
No, I don't know who
Okay.
exactly. but
And
it
you
was
just got expelled and you
Yeah.
couldn't say anything because you know
Yeah.
they already decided on you.
Yeah,
And
they
this was
didn't-
what grade?
This was in like grade 10 or like 11.
Grade 10 or so. What did the second? How did the second expulsion occur?
And the next bullshit, I literally like these people fucking tried to jump me at fucking semi and like tried to fucking kick me and shit.
At semi, so like
Yeah,
these guys
at,
like
a
suited up
dance.
and whatnot.
No, like a bunch of fucking random ass people just came up and started kicking me and shit. I pushed them and shit back.
What?
And it was like,
Weird.
fuck off.
Why do you run into these assholes like this?
I don't know, man. Like,
Just a string of
high
bad
school
luck.
is just bullshit, you know?
Dude,
It's
I went
just
to high school. I can tell you, I've never ran into random dickheads that come up to me, and on Twitter
You're
especially.
probably mad chill, yo. That's why I was different when I was a kid. I was annoying and shit sometimes, you know?
Yeah, but it's not like you being annoying as a kid will now magnetize you towards assholes coming to your semi and kicking you, right? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't know, man. People
Okay.
are just fucked.
And that was grade 12.
Yeah.
And once you got expelled the second time, you're like, oh, I'm done with this shit. You left. Or did you go to another
I literally
school?
went to like an adult school after and finished my high school.
So you did get the degree.
Yeah.
But you couldn't go to university because now you have expulsions on your record, or what?
It's not because of that. I just don't even fucking like school.
You didn't-
anymore
yeah, you
after
just turned
dealing
off to the
with
idea
all
completely.
That shit, man, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it, man.
And,
I get it. Like,
Bro, like it's crazy because I was even like a really good soccer player at one point too,
Right.
and fucking my coach literally cut me for absolutely no reason and took someone that was like way the fuck worse than me, and that shit fucked
was
me
it
up, too.
related
That
to
shit
like
fucked
any of
me
the
up.
troubles you were getting in, or is just
It
literally
wasn't
just
even
another
the
random?
troubles I was getting, and he just didn't want me on the team anymore.
And
for
you didn't
some
ask, hey man,
personal
why did I
reason.
get caught?
Yeah.
You
I
didn't ask.
him. I didn't even care. I literally just quit soccer after that, and it was like crazy for me because I was extremely talented at it, and it was like I just got so used to like giving up at things that I was good at, you know.
Right.
Literally, that's all. Like
So you got the diploma at the adult school, and then what happened after that?
after that, I literally went and like worked at factories for a while and stuff like that, until I realized like that's not what I wanted to do. It was like one of the only things that I thought I could do because that's what my dad did my whole life, you know.
Okay.
And it was like, oh, if I'm not going to go to school or if I'm not going to do anything, I might as well go work in the factories.
Right.
Try and make some money at like Skyjack or something like that.
Right.
And that just didn't end up working out for me because a lot of the places that I went to, they try and make me work like 10 times harder than I really needed to and shit.
Right.
So I ended up now I just wash cars like I said, and like
But if like at one point you decided this is not the way I want to live my life, what made you like shift into like washing cars? Because I'm guessing like at that point
I
you.
remember like the biggest changes in my life was when I stopped talking to like a bunch of my good friends and stuff, you know.
Including the guy that became
Yeah,
homeless.
Yeah.
So you don't have any connection with him anymore
No,
either.
you know.
What happened with that?
I stopped talking to him because this is not something that I want to be around, you know, like all the time, like people.
But was he now getting involved with other sketchy people? Because like he deals drugs
all
and
my
whatnot.
friends were involved with sketchy people my whole life, yo.
But you were the one guy who's like sort of like started off as a grade A student
I
and whatnot.
never cared about anyone,
Right.
I just wanted to chill by myself and like be around my brother and hang out with people that I actually cared about and weren't gonna get me in trouble all the time. It's just crazy to think back on like how much I could have actually personally changed my own life. I think about that every day and it's hard.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get that, man. I had someone who had a similar story to yours. Not so much the getting kicked and expelled and whatnot. But yeah, he also like had dropped out of school. Well, you finished at least. He hasn't.
Yeah.
He didn't finish, and he was just talking about how difficult it was to be getting jobs and just living life.
Yeah, man, I don't even have my license yet because I was just so caught up in all the bullshit when I was younger that I literally didn't even care. And
So-
now I work with cars and shit. I'm older and it's like, man, like I wish I could have just at least done that or done something,
So here's my question: like, are you living with your parents right now, or are you
Yeah,
living on your own?
literally, man, because obviously I don't have like a crazy amount of money.
Right, but if you're living with your parents and you're working at this place like decently regularly, I think, right? Now
Yeah.
now you have an opportunity to open up, right? Like
Yeah, for
whatever it
sure,
is.
man. I'm
So
sure
have you
that-
thought about what you may want to pursue
Yeah,
from this point?
I've wanted to make clothes like my whole life.
Make
man.
clothes,
Yeah.
like sewing
Yeah,
or like
ever since I was mad young, like I've been into making clothes and like drawing nice pictures and designs for
Right.
companies, but
right.
like, it's so hard to find like a company you actually want to design for,
Well, why don't you like what kind of
Start
clothes
it.
are you thinking?
I just like making like anything, I
Like to
can
my
make
understanding,
something
from
that
what I
goes
was
from-
told by my brother, he said that you can just make T-shirts, right? And you
Yeah.
put them on these websites that like are specializing in custom T-shirts,
Yeah.
right? So you could look into that. That might be like a decent start, right?
Yeah, man. I just want to like I could do anything honestly. I'd be down to make like clothes for people's work or like anything, like or just.
So
clothes
do
people
you
wear on
actually
their
spend
streets.
time on this when you got off work, or is this just a thought that you're having?
A lot of the time, like I used to make clothes all the time. That's all I ever did, and now it's like, like.
You
I
made
don't
clothes
know.
at home, like.
Yeah, I haven't made a website or anything yet, and it's just like.
But you have a bunch of stuff like prepared.
Yeah.
So you have like decent skills in this thing already.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know, man. Like everything in my life has always been so like, in a way, like disappointing and always letting me down and shit, So it's like, why would I even?
Dude, honestly, like, you should just like do something. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, you're saying you've made clothes there at home, right? Take the ones that you've made already, just put them up on like Facebook or Kijiji or something. Just write like, handmade clothes,
Yeah.
right? I'm certain that there will be people
Someone
willing to
that'll
pay for
like
that,
it, yeah.
right? So
For
like you
sure.
could easily start like that. You get a little bit of money, right? And you invest that back into your clothing business. If it's sewing machines, you need thread, shirts, whatever it may be,
Yeah.
right? And just expand it. Start small, get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah, do it. Seriously, like you have a place to live right now and some income to
Yeah.
provide you with some stability.
To actually try and like do
Yeah,
something.
so just start it. Just
Yeah.
press go.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. It was
Yeah.
nice talking to you. Thanks a lot for sharing.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure.